Hello, everyone. I am Meg from Maison Jupiter and Beyond Mystic, and welcome to your weekly Beyond Astro forecast here on the Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube channel, where every Wednesday it is my honor, pleasure, and joy to share with you some of the astrology that's coming up in the upcoming week, and we can see what is going on astrologically and energetically. So want to say thank you so much for watching, supporting this particular show, supporting the Beyond Mystic and Maison Jupiter community. We love you all very, very much. And this is an interesting week. So let me know in the comments, you guys, right off the bat, how you are feeling right now this week. This is a very, very interesting energy of some really, I would say, positive things going on, and also some big challenging things going on that we have to address. And you guys know that I'm going to tell it like it is. So we'll get into all that. Before we get into the astrology for this week, I do want to mention that we have a new Psychic Spies episode, Sophie and I, that is available on beyondmystic.net, the pay-per-view video section. And our recent Psychic Spies investigation was on Caitlyn Jenner. And so we did that Monday. It's available up there. Really interesting episode. So check that out, you guys. We looked at Caitlyn energetically. Sophie got amazing card messages and clarity about Caitlyn, who she really is. Is she really a freedom-fighting patriot authentically, or is she, an undercover agent for the dark arts? We look at the cards and the astrology, and really cool episode. So check that, guys. Check that out, you guys, if it resonates. And also, please remember to like and share this video if you enjoy it. It really helps the channel. We really appreciate it. And subscribe to the Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube channel. So much amazing stuff we have happening at the moment. Last night we had a Divine Feminine Oracle show with JC, me, Sophie, and JC, because Julie is on vacation at the moment. And it was so much fun. So that's over on the Beyond Mystic channel, and also Maison Jupiter YouTube channel, and so much amazing things on there. So make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with everything that we've got going on. Okay, so holy guacamole. There is, like I said, some really, I would say, positive things going on this week, at the same time as definitely some challenging things going on in the week. So I'm going to be sharing the astrological chart for today. But before I do so, really feeling to say that before I share the chart, we're having this week Mars opposite Pluto. We're having Sun square Saturn at the same time in the same week. These are not easy astrological transit aspects to be having. Okay, you guys. So if you're feeling heavier at the moment this week, you feel like you're having a little breakdown, you're feeling more tired, edgy. I'm hearing spirit say edgy. Totally normal with the energy this week. And we also, you guys know I say this all the time, but it's the truth. We don't want to take in other people's frustration, anger, projections. We don't want to take anything personally this week. Okay. Really important week to be, my favorite saying, observing and not absorbing. Because with Mars opposite Pluto, this grand fixed cross that we had this week, that we're still in the after effects of this week, and Sun square Saturn, this is a lot for all of us personally and collectively bubbling up to the surface of our energetic fields to be released. So I'm actually going to do something a little bit differently before I share the chart today. I already pulled some cards as a general message for us this week, and it is really in alignment with what's going on. So I pulled one card from the archetype cards, my favorite card deck. Of course, my lovely Star Codes Astro deck and Enchanted Lenormand. And I just wanted to get, because really interesting stuff, and we're going to get into it all. As I said, positive and challenging, this juxtaposition energy this week, I wanted to see what the main message from Spirit through the cards was. And what I got was the saboteur archetype, third house communication, and the clouds in my Enchanted Lenormand deck. This is interesting. We are having a lot coming to the surface, personally and collectively. A lot of our saboteur, inner saboteur patterns, shadow patterns coming up. Mars square Pluto, Sun square Saturn, our inner even demons coming up, fears, anxieties, frustration. If you're not having this, you guys, awesome. But I know that a lot of us are feeling it. I'm seeing it with friends and clients. Even confusion. We've got the cloud card. The antidote to this is communication. I am pulling this every single day lately, this third house communication card, third house of Gemini. If you are really struggling right now, mentally, you're having things come up that you weren't expecting come up, shadow work, there is nothing wrong with getting professional support from a therapist, spiritual psychotherapist, booking an intuitive reading, calling a friend. We're in Sun and Gemini season. So this is about our friends and our support system. And I'm feeling this really strong. We have support systems around us. Even if you maybe don't have physical like-minded friends around you, you have spirit friends all around you. You have this Beyond Mystic community here that we're a part of. You can type in the comments what's going on if you need support, someone to talk to. There is a bit of a heaviness, and I'm going to start to share the chart, but we really want to be aware that stuff is coming up from our subconscious, because that's Pluto, Mars opposite Pluto, that we have been holding. And we have been in a super intense time the past 3 years. And a lot of us just trying to get by and not really processing the information, Gemini, fully of what has gone on and what we've experienced. And if we're holding any pain, trauma, anger, all of that can definitely be coming up this week. So good time to be talking to your support system, to be doing physical cleanses, detox, any kind of cleansing. I'm seeing this as a really big, even though we're not in a full moon, this is a really big cleansing energy this week for sure. So want to bring up the chart. So we're out of the exact grand fixed square that we were in last week, but we've still got Mars opposite Pluto. We've still got Pluto square Jupiter. So a lot of shadow work coming up. A lot of Mars's anger, frustration, coming up. And if you're not personally feeling this, you're listening to this video, amazing. I'm very happy for you. There are a lot of people feeling this in the collective. So we want to be observing, not absorbing. We don't want to be taking on other people's anger, frustration. We don't want to be acting out on other people's anger and frustration that may not be ours. This is definitely a time right now this week to be very mindful who you are around, what you are around, what events you are going to, because this Mars opposite Pluto with Pluto square Jupiter, things could pop off, especially at protests, especially at very heated events having to do with, very big topics going on. This is where we can see freakouts. We could see a huge meltdown somebody has, or a group of people has this week. So I like to say better out than in. If we need to have a little meltdown, have that meltdown, let it out. It's better to let it out than to keep it in. And then that can cause stagnation, blocks, and even illness, because we know that our emotions create physical issues that we have for sure. So interesting energy with the Mars square Pluto, opposite Pluto, take it easy, pay attention to your surroundings. This is definitely a buildup and release of excess tension and frustration that I think we've been holding in particular for the past few years. People are on edge. Just don't take it personally. Okay. Now, the universe is hilarious, and you got to love the comedy of just how everything plays out, because at the exact same time we're having this Mars opposite Pluto and Jupiter square Pluto, cleansing, releasing things coming up to the surface, intensity emotionally. We're also having the Sun square granddaddy Saturn. And this is one of the, I would say, heaviest and most challenging aspects in astrology, because granddaddy Saturn and Pluto are the two malefic planets. Saturn is about the structures of our life, rules the government, the power systems, people in authority positions, but also our own inner authority, our own personal structures, where we're at in our purpose and legacy. If we're organized, if we're really getting things done and meeting goals. So with the Sun square Saturn, this can really highlight not just, the Pluto Mars opposition of anger and frustration from things that we've been through in recent years, but also maybe things we haven't accomplished yet. Sun square Saturn getting to us personally and collectively. There's a feeling here of, we thought we maybe would be in a different place by now. I'm feeling that in the collective subconscious, and there's some sadness, maybe even depression around that some people may be feeling. So we know that it's always darkest before the dawn. We know that we are entering a beautiful age of Aquarius, and we're in this birthing period, this great unknown, unveiling period, where it can be a little heavy and a little uncertain. So the Sun square Saturn is really going to be highlighting that this week. We want to pay attention to, if we are feeling a little bit more heavy, a little bit more hard on ourselves than usual, definitely has to do with this Sun square Saturn. Whenever there's intense aspects with Saturn, we can be definitely more hard on ourselves and more hard on others. So we not only want to be paying attention this week, you guys, to what other people may be projecting onto us, but also what are we projecting onto other people. None of us are perfect. Just because we're spiritually open doesn't mean we're perfect, right? We all have our shit to deal with. So we may be catching ourselves with some of these aspects this week, some shadow tendencies that we have of things that we may be projecting onto others. We're in Sun and Gemini season. This is very much about relationships, friends, siblings, people in our life, our connections. How are we doing in the areas of our life that Saturn rule and Gemini rule? How are we doing with being grounded, with being reliable, with being responsible? What is our legacy and our purpose? And are we in alignment with that? Are we upset at where we're at? This is a great week, you guys, and I know I keep saying it, take it easy, take a bath, eat the food that you want to eat, just because the energy around us is tense. Okay. People are on edge, and our stuff is coming up for sure. So important to be aware of that. Now, it doesn't mean it's a horrible week. This is a really bad week energetically. We've just got some, what I like to call, challenging aspects, some creative tension that's pushing us into our greatest versions, our self-mastery. So we don't want to poo-poo our shadow side and our ego and not paying attention to it. If there's stuff coming up, we do want to be paying attention to it, giving it love, giving it healing, forgiveness, transmutation. Okay. So let's talk about some of the good stuff that's going on, because there's also good stuff that is going on. It is not all bad by any means or challenging. So we're now in Sun in Gemini season. Sun has entered Gemini. So this is lightness. This is fun. We're going to be feeling over the course of the next, Sun and Gemini season, a need for more fun, socialization. I think it's going to feel lighter when we get into June. This is the last week for a bit where it's going to be really heavy and there's lots of stuff coming up. Then I think we're going to have a little bit of a break with that during this Gemini season once we get into June. Really good time to socialize, connect with your friends. Maybe there's friends that you haven't seen in a while that you want to connect with. Getting out of the house into the local community, socializing and having some fun. So even though we've got some stuff going up personally and collectively with the Mars opposite Pluto and Sun square Saturn, we can still have some fun. We can still socialize. We can communicate, have real in-depth conversations, Pluto, with our friends about what's going on. Be supported by the people around us and support the people around us as well. I'm also really feeling something very interesting message about this week and into next week as well. So we've got the Sun in Gemini, and we've got now, and I'll actually bring up the chart to show you guys, the North Node and Jupiter in Taurus conjunct, now within 2 degrees. And from May 30th to June 3rd, they're going to be exactly conjunct at 3 degrees. So we're in that strong, tight orb now of the North Node and Jupiter being conjunct in Taurus. And I see this as a really positive thing. I think next week is going to be a lot just lighter overall, you guys. And with this, Sun in Gemini, Gemini is communication, information, truth, and clarity. By next week, we're going to be out of the post-Mercury retrograde shadow. We're going to be having this exact conjunction of the North Node and Jupiter in Taurus at a Gemini degree. I'm feeling like there's some really breakthrough information that is going to be coming forward for the collective, for those of us that are in alignment with freedom of speech. Gemini rules freedom of speech, communication, facts, clarity. So why I'm saying this is because the North Node in astrology represents what collectively we should be focusing on. It's like my mom always says very sweetly, the North Node is like our North Star, what we should be focusing on. Whenever in doubt, you guys, if you're ever in doubt in life, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to be focusing on, what direction to go in, look at your North Node. Look at your North Node. This is the key to fulfillment, our destiny, our purpose. And I am always talking about my favorite astrology book, Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller. She does not sponsor me. I've never even met Jan Spiller, but I'm always talking about this book. It's about your North Node. So if you don't know anything about your North Node, this is a really great book to check it out. And you can look in your birth chart online what sign and house your North Node is in and see what the descriptions are in this book. So the North Node is collectively what we should be focusing. Right now, it is in Taurus until the middle of July. It's been in Taurus since the beginning of last year. Taurus is what is natural and our values. So we are being called upon to let go of the South Node in Scorpio right now, fears, the dark arts, lies, manipulation, the whole age of Pisces control system we've been in, and the fears and illusions of that for the past 2,000 years. This is a really big release. Our focus is on what is natural, the simple pleasures of life, and our values. With Jupiter conjuncting the North Node now, Jupiter is the great expander in astrology. He expands the energy of whatever he's in relationship with. And so he is expanding the clarity and the energy of the North Node, purpose, destiny, what we should be focusing on. And this North Node conjunct Jupiter is at a Gemini degree. And I don't have the exact chart for May 30th to June 3rd. We'll talk about this more next week. But North Node conjunct Jupiter is going to be at 3 degrees, a Gemini degree, while we're in Sun in Gemini season. This is information coming out. This is huge clarity coming out, having to do with the world, Taurus, Mother Earth, the Earth transition. And I think it's going to be something positive where I think the clarity of where we're at in this Earth transition is going to be coming out this week, next week, also even the week after. We do have Mars in Leo. This could have to do with something about world leaders, some truth, some documents. Gemini rules documents coming out. There's some huge information coming out with this. I can feel it energetically so strong with this North Node conjunct Jupiter. And I'm going to pull some cards, some Astro cards, to get the clarity on what this information is that is going to be coming out. What does the universe want to share with us? What is the North Node in Jupiter conjunction blessing us with, that even though it's exact next week, we're in the energy of it this week? What is this North Node conjunct Jupiter blessing us all with? Wow. Wow. I'm going to pull another bonus card here. Okay, so we have been in a huge collective initiation. Transits, the transits card, going through experiences, going through initiation. And this has not been comfortable. Our lives have completely changed the past few years with everything that's been going on. Those of us that are truthers, freedom lovers, you know, there's a lot that we know, but we don't know the whole picture yet. What we are being blessed with this North Node conjunct Jupiter, got the Taurus card, and this conjunction is happening in Taurus. So it has to do with the Earth. I keep hearing it has to do with the Earth transition. This could also have to do with money, the financial system, getting clarity of where we're really at with the financial system. What the heck is really going to be going on with that? How is this going to play out? This is silver, gold, precious metals, crystals, information, big information around that. Taurus is our resources, money, what is of value, Mother Earth, nature, the environment. So it's definitely, that's just a confirmation. The cards are saying it does have to do with Taurus. And also got the Pallas Athena card, Think, which Pallas Athena is an asteroid very much about wisdom and clarity. So I think that's confirming a huge clarity is going to be coming out around where we're at with our Earth transition, also where we're at with the financial system, what is going on with that. And this North Node conjunct Jupiter at a Gemini degree is not just information coming out and clarity, but this is also very auspicious, positive, and lucky, because the North Node and Jupiter are considered to be two very like high vibrational parts of astrology that have to do with wisdom, mission, purpose. So this is a great time for manifestation. If you still haven't done, you know, your new moon prayers or ritual from last week, you can do that from May 30th to June 3rd would be the best time when this is going to be an exact conjunction. So we'll talk about that more next week, but just wanted to highlight that this week, you guys, because we're now in the tight orb, only 2 degrees off. In a couple days, it'll be 1 degree off. And then May 30th to June 3rd, it will be exact North Node conjunct Jupiter. So we're going to feel the lightness big time when we get into June. We're going to feel a huge energetic relief. So let me know what you are feeling about everything that I have shared, you guys, in the comments. I'm going to pull a Lenormand, 3-card Lenormand message for us this week. What's our message for the current astrological energies, how to navigate these beautifully transformational transits at this time? Let's see what the Lenormand cards have to say. And I'm not good at shuffling, you guys, so that's why I'm not as good as the other people that so amazingly can shuffle the cards and it sounds good. I'm not a good shuffler, so I just pull them quietly. Okay, so I'm pulling some cards here. Yeah, Wow. Interesting. So we've got the house card, the ring, and the moon. To me, the ring and the moon in Lenormand, the ring is about commitments. The moon is about emotional fulfillment and work and nighttime energies. And the home is home, family life, stability, comforts. Whatever this information that is going to be coming out regarding the earth transition, what's going on with the earth. This could actually even be information like something actually going on with the earth, truth about the earth. It's going to be comforting, and I'm hearing Spirit say it's something that we've been waiting for a really long time. So this isn't bad news. This is good news, really good news coming in that's going to be emotionally fulfilling, and it's going to make us feel comfortable. And that's very Taurus, comfortable and safe. So interesting to see what that's going to be all about, you guys. Okay, so going to share my screen here again, and also want to mention that if you'd like to have a more personal astrology reading with me, I'm offering 1-year personal forecast consultations and also birth chart consultations. You can check that out over at maisonjupiter.com. And I think my soonest availability now is August. So a couple months out, but that is when my openings for my bookings are. And we've got discount code Beyond Mystic to get 10% off your next reading. And I'm absolutely honored and loving meeting everyone in this community, sharing the astrological information. Love sharing it with you. Love you guys so much. So yeah. And also be sure to check out this Sagittarius full moon singing bowl meditation that's going to be hosted by Elena and Janine. It's going to be live on May 31st at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm really excited for this full moon. Sagittarius is such a positive, uplifting sign that is actually, now that I think of it, going to be right with this North Node Jupiter conjunction. So this is positive energy coming through. Sagittarius is positive. North Node Jupiter conjunction is positive. Yay, this is going to be an amazing singing bowl meditation. And the theme that Elena and Janine are sharing with us is learning experiences and soul growth. So if you'd like to sign up for that and check that out, you can do so over at beyondmystic.academy. Okay. So yeah, let me know how it's going in the comments, you guys, if what I'm saying is resonating, if you're getting any intuitive insights while I'm sharing the information. Love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Sending so much cosmic love your way. Mwah! And we'll see you next week for the next edition of Beyond Astro Weekly Forecast. Love you guys.